Let's dress a 3-year-old little boy for the 1860s.
The very first layer is a shirt. This is a reproduction made from white cotton, copying original garments and using historical sewing manuals as a guide. It was sewn on an antique sewing machine as well. These shirts, like little chemises, were meant to absorb body oil and sweat to protect outer garments which would not be as frequently washed. This is a unisex style of shirt and can be worn by boys or girls of this age. The second layer is a pair of drawers. These would often have a bodice or a top to them, as these do. These are also reproduction made by copying original garments on an antique sewing machine using historical sewing techniques. One could cord the bodice for structure like little stays, but they don't have to be, so I left this pair plain. The drawers are split crotch to make it easier to use the restroom. However, there is a button at the crotch area to hold them closed. The top of the drawers tie in 3 places, and the bottom back of the drawers come up over top to button at the sides. The next layer is a tiny shirt. This is original to the 1860s. It is made of striped twilled cotton and is piped or corded at the neck, arms, eyes, and wrists. It closes with several 5/8" vegetable ivory buttons down the front of the shirt. There are matching buttons around the bottom of the shirt as well, but about 5 are unfortunately missing. The shirt is entirely hand sewn and unlined. The final layer we're putting on today is a pair of trousers. These are reproduction made from a very soft, fine twilled wool in a color to complement the original shirt. Again, these have been made by using period patterns and sewing techniques on an antique sewing machine. Trousers can be made in a variety of fibers, but wool would be the most practical and hard-wearing for rambunctious children. These trousers are held up with buttons on the bottom of the shirt. Now, this outfit can be worn as is and be perfectly appropriate. There are several original photos of boys dressed exactly like this. If it were a bit chilly out or to be a little bit more dressed up, a sack coat could be worn over top, but I didn't want to cover up this lovely original shirt, so I have left it as is. Basically, it is the same layers as a little girl, minus the petticoats, which were needed for the little girl to help keep the skirts from getting tangled between the legs. Had this little boy still be in skirts, he would also be wearing petticoats. The mannequin is the size of a 3-year-old. Little boys in this era were breeched or put into trousers between the ages of 3 and 6-ish, or a little bit later, so this is on the early side for a little boy to be breeched, but not completely out of the ordinary. The age of boys being breeched varied for several reasons, including area and region and just parents' choice. So a 3-year-old could be in trousers or still could be in skirts, and that's how a breeched little boy would dress in the 1860s. This little outfit, along with other extant garments, are displayed at the Pierce Collections Museum in Corsicana, Texas, to complement their collection of 17,000 diaries, documents, and letters dating to the Civil War era. Thanks for watching!